What's up, everybody? In today's video, I'm going to be going over rare and epic champions from each faction, specifically which ones are really good and which ones you should be keeping and building for your teams. I'm not going to be going into legendaries because almost every legendary is good, and you certainly should be keeping every legendary, even the bad ones, in case they get reworked or buffed. I also want to preface this video by saying the champions I mention in this video are not exhaustive. There are other good champions I won't talk about, these are just some of the most noteworthy ones that I know of. Starting with the Bannerlord rares, Valerie is both a farmable champion and commonly used in lower tier arena teams. She offers a useful shield to the team and has another pretty good asset. Out of the Bannerlord epics, every single one is useful. However, the most noteworthy ones are Horden and Knight Errant. They're both quite strong in the arena. Onto the High Elves. There are two High Elf rares that are very strong. The first is Elhain. She's one of the starters and is really useful as a campaign farmer, and she can be useful in the arena as well. The second, and probably most well-known of all the High Elves, is Apothecary. Apothecary is both common enough that almost every player will get him, and useful enough to be in almost every clan boss team. He is a staple in most clan boss teams due to his speed buff and triple hit attack, which works well with the Giant Slayer mastery. For the epics, almost all of them are very good with the exception of Vergus, he sucks, but the most noteworthy ones are Tayril, Royal Guard, and Jingle Hunter. Tayril is arguably one of the best epics in the game and is also a staple of almost every in-game clan boss team. Royal Guard is also very good at clan boss, although he's outshined in the extreme in-game. However, if you do get him, don't let this discourage you from investing in him, he's a beast. Jingle Hunter is an arena champion, offering both a very useful speed aura in the arena and high damage to tear up enemy teams. We're on to the Sacred Order now, a faction loaded with many fan favorites. They have two noteworthy rares, Aethel and War Priest. I'll start with War Priest because I'm sure many veteran players just gave their screen a funny look when I mentioned her. War Priest earns her place on this list because she's both a guaranteed champion for every new player, and she's damn good at helping players get their way through early game to Brutal where they can farm end-tier gear. For that reason, she is well worth investing into early. Granted, I wouldn't personally take her past 5-star. Next we have Aethel, another starter and beast at the clan boss. Aethel can both farm campaign if needed and more importantly earns a place as a staple of most post-mastery clan boss teams. With her triple hit basic attack and built-in weaken, she is an asset. For epics, we've got quite a few: Adriel, Frostbringer, Talia, Juliana, and Lightsworn. Adriel offers a potent speed aura in all battles, along with very useful AoE healing and debuffs. Frostbringer is useful as a speed buffer in the arena, and although I feel like there are better alternatives, she's a solid pick if you happen to get her. Next up is our redheaded Bae, Talia. She's a potent attacker that finds her place as a jack of all trades, easily fitting into an arena team, a clan boss team, or even as a farmer. She may not be the absolute best in any of those areas, but she will hold her own in all of them. Juliana is of course Blonde Bae, and she's an absolute monster. If you're lucky enough to get her, you should definitely use her in your CB team. Packed with both multi-hit attacks, an HP burn, and high base stats, she's very good in both pre-mastery and post-mastery CB teams. Lastly, we have Lightsworn, a void epic, so therefore harder to obtain. He can be very good in arena teams. Moving to Barbarians, unfortunately I don't feel that any of the rare Barbarian champions warrant note in this video, although that's not to say that they're all bad. For the epics, I'm only going to mention Kalia, although there are some decent Barbarian epics. Kalia is pretty good for pre-mastery CB teams as her HP burn buff will be up almost all of the time. Next we have the Ogryn tribes. There's only one rare from the Ogryn tribes that stands out, and that's Bellower. Bellower is definitely a top tier farmer, probably second only to Queen Eva in terms of farming speed. He's also extremely useful for spider dungeon teams. For the Ogryn epics, Skullcrusher is by far the most famous. He's a staple to most clan boss teams and many arena teams due to the very useful counter and protection buff he places on the team. He's outshined only by Martyr in terms of defensive supports. Shatterbones is also decent, and although I personally don't favor him, I've seen him in a number of arena teams. I want to pause for a moment to mention that the brand new Ogryn epics Cagebreaker and Towering Titan don't find a place on this list, but that is because I neither own them nor have come across them from other players, so if you happen to get them, take that into account. Out of the Lizardmen, no rares make it onto this list. I would also exclude almost all of the epics too, but Jizo earns a place on this list because quite frankly he's not terrible, and he's a guaranteed epic for new players. If you're a 100% free-to-play player, then Jizo isn't a bad champion to invest in. It's time for the Skinwalkers, and although none of their rares make it onto this list, they have some very good epics. There's two extremely well-known epics from the Skinwalkers, Beast and Steel Skull. Beast, also known as the Scourge of the Arena, is a very potent defensive champion. He can cause real trouble for players that don't bring a defensive break to the arena, even being unkillable in some instances. Steel Skull is another beast of a champion. Don't let the nipple rings fool you. This guy is top tier in in-game clan boss teams. Kitted down with both a multi-hit attack that poisons and a heal with a built-in debuff removal, the Orcs are next, and they save themselves from being a faction that lacks any rares on this list with their hero Gallic, I don't know how you say his name. We'll call him Gallic. Gallic is a starter, and although I personally favor Kale over him, Gallic is still a potent AoE champion. He will shine as both a campaign farmer and an arena attacker. For epics, the Orcs have a couple shining stars. Zargala and Vrask stand above the others, but Shaman will find her way onto this list because of being a guaranteed champion. Zargala is a monstrous attacker, capable of devastating arena teams. She's also useful in some CB teams if you're having trouble getting the debuffs you need, as she can apply both weaken and decrease defense. Vrask is a potent healer, capable of dishing out some of the highest team heals in the game, and although he will have trouble finding his way into a clan boss team, he'll prove to be an extremely huge asset to dungeon teams. Lastly, we have Shaman, and although she is very middle of the pack, she is free to all players. For that reason, she's not a bad choice to invest in for free-to-play players. She offers both a revive and crit boost. The Hellish Demonspawn are next, and although I'm not going to mention any of their Demonspawn rares, I should note that they just received a new one, Malbranch, who very well might be useful to bomb-heavy teams. For the epics, the Demonspawn have a lot to offer. Allure is an often overlooked and underrated champion, but she is really deadly in dungeon teams. Nizana finds her place in teams seeking an ally protection buff. Soul Drinker is powerful in bomb teams. And finally, Padma is a powerful void epic that can be a useful alternative for CB teams if you've not been lucky enough to get Tyrell. Next we have the Undead Hordes. The only rare I'm going to touch on is Wretch. He's very useful in budget pre-mastery clan boss teams. He's easy to obtain and offers an HP burn for players that are lacking it. The Undead Hordes have a number of great epics, most notably they have the two most used speed boosters in the arena, Gorgorob and Seeker. I'm not going to mention the other Undead Horde epics for the sake of time, but I will say that almost every single Undead Horde epic is good, with the exception of Hexia. She bad. Gorgorob is a powerful arena champion offering both a speed boosting aura and a speed boosting skill with a built-in attack boost. If that wasn't enough, he also has an AoE revive and heal. Definitely a powerful addition to any arena team. On the other side, we have Seeker, filling the same role as Gorgorob, just differently. Seeker also has a speed boosting skill with a built-in attack boost, however, Seeker offers a taunt as opposed to a revive. Closing in on the end, we have the Dark Elves. The Dark Elves have a lot to offer, starting off with their rares. Kale is a starter, and in my opinion, the best starter. He's capable of both farming campaign and being a powerful addition to a pre-mastery clan boss team with all of his poisons. If that wasn't enough, he's also more than capable of smashing arena teams. Next we have Spirit Host, a very middle of the pack support, but for players that are lacking support characters, she has a lot to offer. Hexweaver, another support, offers a different package than Spirit Host. Again, a somewhat overshadowed support, but very useful for players who are lacking supports. She also offers a heal along with her buffs. Finally, the last rare I want to talk about is Coldheart, a void rare. Coldheart is a powerful attacker who can do a variety of roles, although I do feel her most notable one is being a powerful addition to a post-mastery clan boss team. With her 4-hit basic attack, she can release devastating damage to the clan boss when paired with the Giant Slayer mastery. The Dark Elves have a lot to offer in the epic department as well. In fact, they're all so good that I'm just going to rapid fire off the whole list with what they're good at as opposed to go into each one in extended detail. Spider offers a powerful dungeon speed aura and has seen some use in the arena. Luria is a powerful arena champion with nice crowd control and buff removal. Crimson Helm is nasty in the arena if you build her to land or taunts. Warden is the exception and he's not that great. Delver is a powerful attacker that can do some serious damage, although she is a little straightforward. And finally, Lua is an absolute monster in the arena if built properly. Sylar is pretty meh, but does have all AoE attacks. Lastly, we have the Night Revenant. For rares, the Night Revenant offer up the Executioner. Once considered the end-all be-all for the free-to-play heroes, Executioner finds himself a powerful farmer and useful in the arena as well. Admittedly, having suffered some nerfs, Executioner is a powerful addition to a free player's arsenal. You can farm him in Chapter 11 of the campaign. As for our last batch of epics, the Knight Revenant offers a hefty lineup. Sinesha is a powerful support that will find use in both dungeons and the arena. She's especially potent when paired up with Skullcrown. Speaking of Skullcrown, one of the more common Void epics, and an absolute beast of an attacker, Skullcrown finds her place as both a powerful attacker in the arena and a potent farmer with her plethora of AoE attacks. Besides the Skull Sisters, the Knight Revenant also offers a powerful support in the form of Doom Priest. Kitted in with an attack boost, a passive heal, and a speed aura, Doom Priest has a lot to offer. Deathless is an often underrated hero, but she can be tricky in certain arena trap teams. Lastly, we have Kidus, and although he won't shine as brightly as some other heroes, he will be happy to kill the enemy's team in the arena. That's it for this video, and again I want to reiterate that this list wasn't exhaustive. If a champion didn't get mentioned in this video, it doesn't mean that it's a bad champion. If you have any questions about champions I did or didn't mention, ask below in the comments. Stay tuned and I'll be uploading more videos over the next couple days.